When was the last time? When was the last time you traveled together? Take me anywhere. Selangor. When was the last time you traveled together? Take me anywhere. Selangor. me anywhere. Selangor.
Selamat datang. Welcome to Tourism Selangor webinar series. This is a platform to engage the tourism industry players and the public who want to know more about tourism development in Malaysia and especially in Selangor. And today we are very thankful to have the audience online with us and joining us in this discussion. We hope you can like and share our Facebook live streaming in Tourism Selangor Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can also look into www.selangor.travel, our website, to actually know more about updates on Tourism Selangor. And again, I'm very happy to be here with you. And this is our first episode of discussion. Today is our first episode. The topic of today is the way forward tourism industry in year 2021. I'm your moderator today. My name is Yee Ling. I'm also newly recruited manager for industry development in Tourism Selangor. And today we are very happy and honored to have three distinguished and prominent panelists with us. The first panelist, Sri Teo Chiang Kok, the President of Malaysia Shopping Mall Association. Welcome, Sri. The second panelist, we have Mr. Uzaidi Udani, the President of Malaysia Tourism Council, MTC.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Tourism Selangor. And the third, but not least, we have a woman speaker, which is Miss Min Leong. She's the Deputy President of MITA, Malaysia Inbound Tourism Association. She has a lot of experience to share with us later. So before we start our discussion today, we have Tourism Selangor General Manager, Mr. Azrul Shah Muhammad, and our YB Exco Tourism, YB Hiloisian, who are not with us in this live stream, but they have prepared a speech for us. So let's hear about what they are going to say to us.
Hi everyone, I am Azrul Shah Muhammad, General Manager Tourism Selangor, the official tourism promotion agency. 2020 is regarded as the hardest for tourism. However, with the industry now recovering from the impact, Tourism Selangor has managed to breeze through the tough times with the introduction of Pusing Selangor Dulu campaign that is focused on domestic tourism. Tourism Selangor will navigate the campaign all the way through the year 2021, and we warmly welcome everyone to uncover the many tourism gems of Selangor. However, travelling in the new norms comes with responsibility, or which tourists should always adhere to the SOPs for safety purposes. Hence, if you are eager to travel, I invite you to nak bercuti Pusing Selangor.
I am Malaysian and I am honored to be given the mandate as a state to hold Selangor tourism portfolio. So it is undeniable COVID-19, its severity has taken a toll on tourism in general, as Selangor is not exemption. To overcome the challenges brought by the pandemic, Selangor state government has announced two economic stimulus package and economic recovery plan, which include an effort to revive the tourism industry. One of the initiatives is to granting of a subsidy of comprising tourism voucher worth exchanging 2 million ringgit. The voucher are hoped to reflect a significant impact on Pusing Selangor Dulu domestic tourism promotion campaign by Tourism Selangor and pave the way for stronger and better industry in the upcoming years. Hope you all have a wonderful banner discussion. Thank you. So I'm here.
And Mr. Azrul, yes, we in Tourism Selangor, we are really like to hear from you. And let's start our discussion today. Okay, so I will straightforward to our first question. This question is about the COVID-19 dilemma between public health versus economy. We know that year 2020 has come to almost the end of the year. And this year, we have a very challenging and tough time. And I think Malaysians and the entire world, we are adapting to this new normal. And in Malaysia, we have also familiar ourselves with all these new terms. We have MCO, we have CMCO, EMCO, and RMCO. And the question is, if this MCO is applied to control, we know that to control the virus to spread to the community, and this is the policy to keep our public health. But the issue is how long is going to take, and is Malaysia economy are going to survive on this? So today we have Tan Sri Teo here. I think many of the industry players would like to know that what is Tan Sri Teo's view on this? Maybe Tan Sri, you can share with us.
Thank you. Well, basically, of course, life and livelihood matters. So a delicate balance between the two is very important, because there's no point saving life and there's no livelihood, and vice versa. I must comment that our Malaysian government has been very careful in balancing between life and livelihood. The only thing is we believe that we should build confidence in the marketplace to the public as well. So some of the biggest concern with regards to messaging is whether when the message is sent through, whether it should be precise and very, very surgical, and instead of a white brush to say that there is a pandemic in a state. Take for instance, over the last 8 months up to September, the economy was actually steadily improving. In the shopping center arena, the footfall was growing very steadily until about 80%. Then came the declaration of a state CMCO. Immediately the next day, you can see that the footfall had dropped down to 10% because of the fear factor. So to us, we think that the numbers may look a bit big for Selangor, for instance, but it is confined to a few locations. So it is better to message it to say that there are these few locations that are under severe COVID attack, but not the whole state, because it sends the wrong message and it puts undue fear.
So Tan Sri, are you saying that actually there are ways to do it? Maybe strengthen the SOP?
Yes, well, SOP was the other issue. That a lot of SOPs are not clear and subject to interpretation. And then you have news about 80 people in a restaurant got fined $1,000 each because the authority or the enforcement officer deemed that it is crowded. But there's no scientific or mathematical formula that has been used to determine what is a crowd. And we have always advocated that, yes, we accept social distancing of 1 meter. Therefore, a person, if you take 1 meter from the front, back, left, and right, it is 4 square meters. So if you were to use a mathematical formula of saying, what is your area of your premises, you divide it by 4, this is the capacity that you can contain. And if this number is displayed outside your door, the enforcement officer no need to do a subjective determination. So this is the thing, we have to have clear SOPs so that people have confidence to coming out. Because after the news of these 80 people being fined, suddenly nobody goes out because they are scared that they may be caught in a crowd, and instead of a $20 meal, it becomes $1,000.
I think maybe Miss Leong from association, maybe are you agree with what Tan Sri has shared with us?
Sure, I totally agree when Tan Sri say life and livelihood, but I would like to say stay at home or get out from house. So this is the two things that you have to practice in this 1 year's time. Of course, stay at home, you got nothing. But stay at home also give you a lot of problem. So you must get out from your house to have some activities. So how long you can hold yourself at home? There's one way for you to get out from house is actually to go for travel. And yet, now with the new normal, we must get ourselves used to travel with SOP. I understand that travel is something like fun, peace of mind. Travel is play, and travel is experience. Travel is gaining knowledge. But we can do all this in our house. But the most important thing is we have to learn one more thing is get out from your house and travel safely. So I totally agree. This is some sort like livelihood. If you stay at home for 1 year, I was very pretty of our young kid who stay at home and just play around the house area. So we must reach to the a sense that we must travel but safe with SOP. So we must
Ms.
look
Leong,
into it.
since you touch about this, we must travel, but must travel safely. So perhaps you would like to share with us. Actually, it's my second question. It's on green travel bubble, because I think the entire world and especially Malaysia ministry, we are also looking at this green travel bubble. So how is your take on this?
Green travel bubbles is actually very one. So if you direct translate on green travel bubble is actually that is two bubbles. So two bubbles you are inside. So when the two bubbles meet, then it will be safety. So travel bubbles is actually a way for safety travel. So a green travel bubble last few months we only talk about international travel bubbles in green travel, but now we have to look into domestic bubbles travel, because we have a lot of cases is raising up now, but not all the places have this affected by COVID. We still have a lot of green zone.
Okay.
But one thing, in Klang Valley, the population is the biggest population in Malaysia stay in Klang Valley. So when the Klang Valley people doesn't go out, or they want to go out, then this green bubble has to have a very strict SOP, and we have to make sure all these SOP and safety tips for them to travel have to reach out to the people. It's very important because now, like I agree with Tan Sri mentioned one thing, confident. Confident is very important. We must make our nation confident on travel. Only we can convince the international traveler to come to Malaysia. Then the door of Green Travel Bubble International can be implemented. If not, we only sit here and talk. So the most important thing is, please be a friend with COVID, because COVID might be with us for the next 2 years or next 3 years. We don't know.
Yeah.
So we must be friend with them. And how to travel safely? Only one way that you have to know how to travel safe is through the travel agent. So who can tell you? The one who responsible for your travel will tell you how to do safe travel with SOP.
So it's basically on responsible tourism as well.
Yes.
So Mr. Uzaidi also represent Malaysia Tourism Council. So on this green travel bubble, maybe how was the discussion and debate on this? So perhaps you can share with us your thoughts on that.
All right, thank you, Yee Ling. First of all, I would like to extend my thanks to Tourism Selangor, especially to you, and to Cik Azrul, and to YB, our new elected ESCO. In terms of green bubbles, we love to open up our border. But of course, we can't compromise the security, we can't compromise the safety on the health of our rakyat. So this is actually important, the balance. Like Tan Sri says, the balance of it. Well, the thing is, we need to be more specific. Of course, we want to open up, but maybe we can do on like experiments, maybe a sandbox. A sandbox. For example, our nearest country is Singapore. We receive millions visitors from Singapore. So why don't we try out Singapore? If Singapore already open up for us, all the essential workers coming here to Malaysia, lorries, all these essential workers. But why don't we open up for the visitors or the tourists or leisure or businessmen? We can do a sandbox, so maybe we can go to specific place from Singapore right to Desaru, for example. So Desaru, we can confine on certain areas. Start with that first. Or maybe Singapore to Langkawi. Langkawi, right to the Langkawi, and this Langkawi not the whole island, but maybe go to a specific area, like for example, Chenang area, those tourist areas. So that then from there we can start to improve. We need to go step by step. So we can just go and open up the whole thing. That will reach our rakyat's health.
Yeah.
So we go step by step. So I think the green bubble is a very interesting concept. But of course, we need to have step by steps.
Yeah, I think when Mr. Uzaidi share about this green travel bubble, Tan Sri is like nodding his head. Maybe Tan Sri, you want to add on a little bit on that?
Well, exactly. We have been talking about green bubble travel, and I think we are talking about country to country. Maybe that should not be that ambitious, lah.
Yeah.
We can start with city to city,
That's right.
right? Like you said, from KL, from Singapore to Langkawi. You know? So I think that one we can get it off as soon as possible.
Yes.
And time is of the essence, right? But while we're talking about green bubble travel, I think the other important part is the domestic travel. The domestic tourism was doing very well until this new restrictions was put in October. So one of the drivers of this domestic tourism, I felt, was that because of the tax relief given to individuals. And this year it was $1,000. I think it is appropriate to ask that the government maybe give more tax relief for domestic travel for the next year. Maybe increase from 1,000 to 5,000.
Okay, I will send a message.
No, but it helps because the
Yes,
multiplier
yes.
effect, the spin-off from domestic tourism has very good impact on the recovery of the
Yes.
economy.
It's a good suggestion, and since Tan Sri mentioned about government's role in helping to actually help the economy, maybe I would like to ask Mr. Uzaidi on how do you think that the budget 2021 can help tourism industry in Malaysia?
Well, Yee Ling, this is the most sensitive topic, which I think the Parliament session currently, as of we speak, is
Okay.
we are
Yeah,
debating and
We are also
Of course.
having our budget discussion.
So it's good. It's good. Actually, there's no right or wrong answers on this. You just ask any of the governments in the country worldwide. There's no right and wrong answer. Of course, if those who get the bigger allocation, they will say yes, that's right. But those who haven't got anything, they say, oh, wrong. The government is so kejam. So these are the things that we are actually in dilemma. The government has her own priority. Maybe the priority on health, education, so on thing. Of course, the tourism industry, as we per se, that it already contribute a lot to the GDP and also create 3.6 million of jobs last year. So this is actually important components of the economy. The only thing is we need to know if let's say the budget, we have limited budgets. We have limited, there's no such thing as a perfect budget. And of course, if you look into the tourism industry, it's very wide. If you go on, we are Malaysia, anything here are actually tourism related. We're talking about restaurant, we're talking about retailers, shopping centers, actually tourism related. There's no longer that their tourism are confined only for travel agents. They are no longer for only hotels or tour guides. It's confined the whole thing. I mean, it's spread out the whole thing. And according to SME Corp, roughly about 640,000 small, medium enterprise are involved in tourism industry. That's huge, man. Huge. So that we have to look into bigger prospects, bigger what we call it, helicopter view. So that how can we this budget, if the government give in RM1, the tourism industry will give back 10 ringgits. That's supposed to be on KPI or ROI, return on investment, corporate says. So these things has to be more analyzed. Of course, the budget, you can't just more specify the whole thing, because they are limited hours for them to present the budgets. But again, it's up to the ministries, respective ministries, because all the ministries are involved in tourism. Believe it or not, you're talking about education, education tourism, they are even health tourism. So it's a bigger aspect. So we can't just say, this tourism, this budget is very bad for tourism. Of course, there are some segment which maybe we can overlook, but I think the government is they know, they understand, they receive all the feedback and they improve. In fact, recently Yang Berhormat Menteri Pelancongan, Datuk Sri Nancy, she mentioned about 200 millions of extra allocation, just specific on to go on the industry. But what we need is fast now. Yeah. We don't need it later. We need now. I think the government has very good intention, but in terms we need to see the delivery. The delivery. If let's say the delivery hour, they have allocated for 1 billion for to the banks, to the commercial banks. Of course, the delivery, how they deliver. I mean, the banks need to see this is country's first, not the profit first, not the country's profit first, not the company's profit first. So that's very important for us to be in one team.
Yeah, I think I agree with Mr. Uzaidi on this as well. We have to think big, but at the same time, we have to start small, and just like we touched about, to actually open up a green travel bubble between city, and we have to scale fast. And yesterday, I think Ministry actually have a special meeting with MKN, and to actually list down to how to reopening the tourism. Maybe Ms. Leong, you can share with me a little bit about this. Yeah.
I think yesterday there's a very good announcement from our tourism minister that they open up the business, the MICE sector, and the business event can be carried on. Because business event is a very important portion in tourism industry. Because this business event consists on meeting, incentive, conference, exhibition, event, and etc. And this area that can create tons of money for the country. And this is all high spender. And they are actually contribute a lot to all the country revenue, and many subsector will be in operation if we open up the business event for the country. So even though now the foreigner cannot come in, but our local business event have to go back to the track, especially like the small event and the SOP. And business event was react very fast, because business event is those travel related to the business. So everybody want to capture the market. So I can see that yesterday the minister have announced, today they are starting, the association is starting the discussion on the business event, how to do the SOP for the subsector. Because as I say, it's too wide. The convention center, okay, the event company, and also the artist, also one of the part of that, the performance and etc. So what is the SOP? So now, once the sector is opened up already, now they are very busy on prepare. So the preparation need time, and this is very important. That's why when there is no money, that will not, the things will jam up. But if the money come at the right time, it will help to stimulate. Maybe they give you the result is 10 times better. So when the thing is over, only the money have reached you, I think it will not help a lot.
Yeah. I think, Tan Sri, you want to add something?
Emphasis on speed is really true, because it is urgency now.
Yeah.
And the amount of SOPs we were talking about, the requirement for SOP, I would suggest that the various subsectors submit the SOP.
Yes.
Right? Instead of top down, that's from bottom up.
Yes.
Because from our experience, the previous SOP that was written by top down were not practical in some aspects.
Exactly.
And that caused more worries and caused more fear. So I think we should call upon all the business sectors that wants to be open now to submit their proposed SOP, making sure that you meet your social distancing, your density and all that for you. And hopefully that MKN will review them quickly and approve so that we can have a head start. Time is of the essence.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I think it's a very good suggestion from Tan Sri and from the industry players that we actually come out with our recommendation to actually help to make a better, we say, pekedeling or SOP to actually help on that.
Yee Ling, if I can add on, the trust is already a new currency. It's a very important currency, trust. So we need to have to build up this trust.
Yeah.
And with the SOP, I think the proper SOP, we actually in the industry are working together with the Malaysia Productivity Corporation, MPC, one of the government agencies, to set up to make sure that these SOPs are relevant. These SOP are actually communicating with the other SOPs internationally. We don't want to be just isolated, SOP, and the other countries are different. So these are the things that we are working with the industry and also the Malaysia Productive
Yeah,
Corporations.
I think when we touch about trust and building the confidence, it's also during this pandemic we can see the hashtag kita jaga kita. I think the semangat bersama to actually want to overcome this pandemic is very important. And just now we have this budget talk. It's a bit tough topic. So now we have a happy hour time. In fact, Tourism Selangor, we have 3 prizes to give out to our audience online now. But you have to answer correct to our question. And you can see in our screen now on the gift that you are going to get. But you have to answer my question first. I'm the moderator today. So the question is, list down 5 tourist destination in District Hulu Selangor, the northern part of Selangor. List down 5 tourist destination in District Hulu Selangor with hashtag Pusing Selangor Dulu. So you can type down your answer in our comments. The 3 winners are going to get our Tourism Selangor vouchers.
Wow.
Okay, so this is happy hour.
So we cannot answer it,
You have no opportunity because you are here with us. So I think let's carry on our question. Now I would like to touch on topic digitalization in tourism, because in this pandemic we can see things we have to change from offline to online, especially like maybe retailer industry also is facing a big transformation. So perhaps Tan Sri, I would like to start with you. How is your take on this digitalization?
Well, actually, the shopping industry has been adopting digitization already, except this pandemic somewhat accelerated the adoption of digitization in the sense of e-commerce and whatnot. So it has to come. It will be part and parcel of running a shopping center. And it is important that the shopping center embrace this e-commerce. And in actual fact, a lot of shopping centers now do have an e-commerce section to complement the brick and mortar section of the operation. So it has to come. But talking about big data, the big data is only good for analysis, for making decision making. But at the end of the day, it is the entrepreneurial spirit of our Malaysian to progress our industry. Big data is for analysis to help us make better decisions.
I think Tan Sri also is very up to date, because when we invite him for this session, and he immediately agreed to come, and and he told me that this is not his first live streaming. So he has done so many live streaming before. So perhaps Uzaidi, you want to add on this topic?
I think it's a pandemic. What we learn is it is a wake-up call for us. Most of us are actually in comfort zone. We're depending so much on traditional way of doing business, face to face, going here, going there, do sales, marketing. It's actually face to face, physical. But through this pandemic, we learn, and we are forced to adopt this digital platform. So again, this is a good way for us to getting all these people to be on board on digital platform. Even now, I was so happy to see that a lot of homestays operators, pakcik, everything, especially in Selangor area, they're adopting these digitals, and they know what is live streaming, they know how to do bookings, everything. So I think this is a good way. We have to look into the positive way from this pandemic. But again, we need to see in the government needs to see what kind of incentive that we can be able. Of course, there's a lot of incentives for them to encourage them for doing. But we are importers. We have a lot of services, digital services imported. That means we have to buy it from overseas. It's not a homegrown platform. In other words, that recently there's a we call it controversy on tax. Tax saying that we have to pay 6%. out of whatever it's called digital tax. So if let's say we have we advertise in Facebook, example, whatever X amount, then you add on another 6%. So I think if you can get the all the governments obviously everything see in what way that we can try to minimize this burden, because it's a burden for us. 6%, if you spend about 1,000 or 2,000 ringgit for textbook for Facebook, that will cost extra. By right, they should absorb. Facebook should absorb, because the intention of government, they want to tax the foreign companies or on online companies. But they are passing the bills to us. So these are the things that we have to look into micro, so that for us to digitalization to be more faster, movement faster.
So it's like from the digital policy that we have to also look into all this implementation part. Maybe Miss Leong, you can also add in on this topic.
I think the digitalization for the tourism industry is a must. No matter which segment you are from, that is very important. And this is the opportunity, and this is the time for those who still don't know or never touched the digitalization before. This is the best time for them to learn, especially when during whatever MCO, that is the time for you to practice as well, because when you can't go out, you have to use all this. But there's also very important thing is when the government also need to play a very big rules on this one, because not everyone is familiarized with this digitalization. So like I knew that some government department like MPC, they have doing a good job to train the industry player. But this is not only for the tourism industry, because for others industry and also the basic that you need to know on digitalization for the rakyat is very important. This is how you bring the rakyat together. Like I just give you an example. When we talk about travel safely, when you go out in travel, okay, if I give you you need a handphone and you need to have all this digitalized map or everything, and we have to make sure these people can know how to operate and use this. If they don't know digitalization, it's very hard. Just like MySejahtera, everyone must have MySejahtera. And when the border open, you travel out. This is the thing that you need to know. If not, you might not welcome by certain people or certain country if you don't have the tools and you don't know about digitalization. So I think this is very important. So take this opportunity to learn. Yeah.
I would like to add that
Yes.
during this pandemic, there are a lot of new players coming in with digital platforms.
Yeah.
And it is very good. It's a very good positive sign for us. What I would like to encourage is when the government gives out electronic vouchers, e-vouchers or e-wallets, please use the local platform.
Yes.
Please don't put it to international platforms.
Yes.
First, the local platform will need this help.
Yes.
Second, most of the members in the local platform are Malaysian.
Yes.
Yes.
So if they receive an e-wallet in the local platform, they'll use it on Malaysians, right? And also on Malaysian products.
Yes.
So I hope that the government would support the local budding e-commerce, e-platform industry.
So I think this digital industry is really a new industry that we have to put in our effort.
Yes.
So it's about digital training on the talents, and also it's about digital content that we want to provide to the people. So I would like to touch, after this digitalization topic, I want to back to Malaysia retail industry future topic, since we have a Tan Sri here. So because we know that retail industry in Malaysia suffers worst decline in past 33 years. This is the facts that I get since the middle of March. So how is the whole retail industry actually responds to it?
Well, I think the mall operators and the tenants know that they are actually in a business partnership. Both parties must survive, both parties must thrive for a thriving economy. So a lot of mall operators have given a lot of rental rebates, free promotions, given e-wallets and all those things to help ecosystem to sustain the mall and the tenants. The thing is that the momentum of improving of confidence of people coming to shopping was building very well until this CMCO thing that brought us back to square one. That's our pain. But one of the things is that I think at this stage now, preserving and managing cash flow is the key for survival. And the government can come in and help by giving us electricity discount, take out all the conditions to that. For instance, rental rebates, you can only write it off as a tax relief if it is only given to SME tenants. So, but all tenants suffer, big or small. So I think the assistance should be for the whole spectrum of people. So we hope that the incentives given, for instance, China, they had this shopping voucher given by the government, and it was a really big success.
Yes.
My own mall, we gave out 1 million shopping voucher, and the multiplier effect was 8 times. That means it generated 8 million, 8 times the voucher value. So one of the things that the government can really help rebuild and reboost the shopping industry is to give out these e-vouchers.
So it's about shopping vouchers, and it comes to my last question. It's actually on domestic tourism, because year 2021, we are not sure when are we going to travel overseas, but domestic tourism, in fact, Malaysia, we have a very good potential of our products, and perhaps this will be a opportunity for our domestic tourism to triumph. So I would like to ask Mr. Uzaidi on this domestic tourism. Yeah, you have anything to share on this?
I think Yee Ling, Selangor has done a fantastic jobs with the campaign of this Pusing Selangor dulu. I think that was one of the first state to initiate this campaign during this pandemic, COVID-19. Nobody ever thought about it. In fact, I was so surprised that Sepang maintains that they are saying, okay, visit Sepang 2020, even though there is a pandemic, there's no cancellation, everything. So the spirit of it is very important. So we need to be togetherness, to be in one team. Of course, we really appreciate the rakyat, the people's supports on this tourism, and we know that tourism industry is very important. And with the tourism industry bagus, the nation is bagus. So I think this is correlated. What we need, I think I would like to suggest maybe we can work on a campaign for next year, 2021, because domestic is very important. So we hope that we can have a campaign like Tahun Rakyat Melawat Malaysia, something like that. So encourage the locals to go and just explore the locals. You don't have to go very far. If you were in Ampang, you could just go to the Kemensa area. You have to go there. There's plenty of zoo negara. If you were staying there, something like that. So it's very related. Batu Cave. You don't have to go far, and you spend a little bit money on these vendors. The Maruku, anti Maruku, is makcik Kiah goreng pisang. That kind of stuff is stimulate the economy, the local economy. So we need to push the economy, the local economy. That's very important. So this campaign, we hope that we can cover. I mean, the Selangor is doing very well, and really appreciate your effort. Then with that, we can spread out to other states.
Yeah.
The positive part about this pandemic is that because of no frill airlines, practically every Malaysian travels overseas. This time they cannot travel. They're spending it back into our local economy.
That's right.
And it is actually an opportunity for us to really know our attractive destination.
Yes, exactly.
Most of us seen more of the world than we have seen our own.
That's right.
So it's a very good side spin-off, right?
Yeah, I think that's
The other
the
thing
positive side.
The other thing I thought of is that now that there's report that all the luxury goods in Malaysia are all sold out because Malaysians are buying. So it is good to now tell the Malaysians that you can get the goods. You don't have to fly to Paris to buy your bag.
You can get it in Malaysia.
And the
in
other good
Selangor.
thing is that once there is a good demand, the retailers can bring in more,
Yes.
more choices and all those
Yes,
things. And when you have more choices, even the international tourist says, I don't need to travel to Paris. I can come to KL and
Yes.
get all the
Yes.
the goods. So this is the spin-off that
Yes.
accidentally came from pandemic.
I think Malaysia, we have more to offer.
Yes.
I actually want to further the question to Ms. Leong, but because we also have a question from live streaming to you.
Oh.
So I think we'll just, I will combine the domestic tourism question with this question together. Actually, the question is there any program from MITA to specifically to promote Selangor as tourism destination?
That is a very special program that Tourism Selangor work closely with MITA. Then this program that we call Nak Bercuti Pusing Selangor. So actually we in MITA we have prepared and have started this cooperation with Tourism Selangor since June this year. And in July, we have taken our MITA Exco to visit some places in this Sepang district. As we know that in Selangor there is total, we got 9 districts. And the purpose that we are actually do this inspection is to come up with those hidden destination or hidden attraction. So we want to dig it out. Because you love it or you don't love it, for 2021, you will start with travel domestic. So the first travel domestic is you want to see something which is different. Maybe this waterfall, Kanching waterfall. So I don't know how many of you have been there. Okay, so this is very important. So for us is as MITA members, you know, most of our MITA member can be considered 80% is travel agency. So the travel agency now have a very bad impact because domestic traveler, you will travel by your own. Okay, so we are going to give you a package for your choice. We are going to connect all these places. You no need. You have a peace of mind on travel because we will tell you where to go in the morning, where to go in the afternoon, and where you stop for your makan, you know, where is the best place for you to visit. So the Pusing Selangor package, we have make it as a package. You no need to travel 2 or 3 hours just to go to one place, but you can go to one district. Like for example, just now we're asking about Hulu Selangor. So you can do Hulu Selangor in 1 day, or you can do Hulu Selangor in 2 days. It's all draw out the package for you. So this is what the effort that MITA is going to do with Selangor. But we still need, why we have to do with the state is because we still need the state to support, to come up with the voucher. The voucher is giving to the travel agent so that the travel agent can stay alive and promote their package. And the travel agent can have peace of mind. They no need to do so-called product development because this product has been done by the MITA Exco.
So in a simple conclusion that
Yes.
Tourism Selangor, we have to work with MITA together
Yes.
on that to facilitate
Exactly.
that.
We also
Yeah.
want to Pusing one you also. So we hope that Tan Sri also give us a big
Later Tan
support.
Sri will do the Pusing One Utama campaign. Okay, we have another question from Mr. Ethan Mais. I would like to ask the panel if the private sector employees are facing pay cut, losing their jobs, except the civil servants, what plans do you all have to encourage domestic travel? Mr. Uzaidi?
Why I have to receive all the sensitive questions? All right, okay.
Challenging question.
Okay, Ling, I think of course we have, this is new world.
Yeah.
New world and require a new model business, and new model business require new skill. Of course, we can't just keep on saying that okay, we employee has a right to to maintain and to have a remain same of amount of cents, dollar and cents in terms of salary and bonus. In fact, there's no bonus this month. In fact, I don't think any companies will declare any bonus for this. So we have to realize that this is a new world. And new world, we need to upskill our knowledge. So again, those who are employees, those talents, everything who are still maintained in the comfort zone, they are left out. They will be left out. So we need to upgrade ourselves in terms of digitalization, skill up, more specialists and specialized. Even quite a number of our counterparts in overseas, they say that, for example, travel agents is just a one-man show. We just don't outsource the whole thing. We don't need the whole team full of team accounts and everything. We can outsource those services. Same goes to hotel. I was told that one of the few hotels in Langkawi, they just straight out and also do a lot of outsources. They don't have any GM, general manager. It's all the just the specific skills of workers, and they outsource the laundry, the F&B, and everything. So it's a new model. We can't just keep on saying that, okay, we want the same, the old world, everything. So the employees need to understand it. The employers also need to understand and to help these employees.
Yeah, all of us, we need to learn in this new normal. We have a third question. I think this question is to Tan Sri. Share any current updates from One Utama Shopping Centre for this upcoming Christmas holiday. Maybe they heard about the shopping vouchers.
Well, since the 7th of December, when the SOP was clarified, some of the SOP, the number of people coming to the malls in general, not only One Utama, has significantly improved. And it could be because of the SOP as well as the season, not Christmas, year-end, school holidays.
Yes.
So I think people have this pent-up demand to come out. And once a stage is set that they are confident to come out, they're confident to come out, they will come out. So we hope that this momentum will continue and will not be interrupted.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. Before I go to the conclusion for all the panelists, I want to actually announce our happy hour winners. I think in the screen we will show their name as well. Bernice Leong, Sakira Rafi, and Ellie Wei. They are the lucky 3 winners for our Tourism Selangor vouchers. Okay, so the time is very limited. We would like to actually have the panelists to share more, but I think it's a good start. Before we conclude our discussion today, I have a question. In 2 sentences, quotes, tell us the key takeaway you would like to share with the tourism industry players in Malaysia, especially in Selangor. Yeah, maybe I'll start with Min.
One thing very important, survival comes first. All the players, we must survive. If not, you will leave the industry. But for those who survive, it's very important. You must try every way to survive, because we all know the tourism industry will be back very soon. But who will together with us until the end to fight this pandemic? This is very important. Secondly is help ourselves before others will help us. So this is the few words that I would like to share with the industry player. Keep strong.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Leong. Keep strong. Survival comes first. Mr. Uzaidi?
Okay, I think I would like to emphasize this, what do you call it, reset tourism. I think Selangor also is doing it, reset tourism. You want to see the whole landscape, the whole ecosystem change for us to move forward.
I think it's going to be our next topic of
reset tourism.
Yeah.
We have to go upside down all these components, everything, to make sure our industry relevant, industry can move forward. We are competing with ASEAN countries. We have a lot of ASEAN countries are doing very well. We need to move forward. That's one. Another one, maybe I can say, pusing Selangor dulu. So I want everybody, all the tourism players, all the travel agents, please promote pusing Selangor dulu.
Thank you, Mr. Uzaidi. And then Tan Sri?
Well, I don't believe in the phrase new normal. I look forward to back to normal. So we hope that the pandemic will disappear. We are back to normal. All of us are happy shopping. All of us are happy working. And one thing about tourism and shopping, every tourist shopping is on the agenda.
Yes.
And to us, luckily for the shopping industry, is that if you have good products to sell, the budget spent by the tourist is unlimited.
Yes.
Not like hotel or food.
Yes.
You can only
Exactly.
have 5 meals a day.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the one we are looking back to normal and to thrive and survive and thrive and be successful.
Oh, thank you, Tan Sri, for that. I think it's a very good wish for all of us in the new year. We hope that year 2021, we definitely want to go back to the normal and we want to reset the tourism and we want to survive and sustain in Malaysia tourism, especially in Selangor, pusing Selangor dulu. Thank you for your participation. I would like to also make an announcement here. In 17 December, this Thursday, 2:30, Tourism Selangor, we are going to launch the 2 million voucher tourism program, which is going to officially launch by Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri Besar and YB Hiloisen, the Exco of Tourism. And yeah, please stay tuned in our Tourism Selangor Facebook page. And meanwhile, stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hand, and keep your social distancing. But at the same time, kalau nak bercuti, jangan lupa pusing Selangor dulu. See you in our next episode. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
When was the last time you traveled together? Take me anywhere.
Selangor.